Studio Red.
I'm in Studio Red with Matt and Robyn. They are both LGBTQ candidates. Let's find out a bit more about what that is.
LGBTQ officer. The LGBTQ officer is responsible for representing the views and needs of LGBTQ students and making sure they are taken into account by the Students' Union and the university.
So we just heard a little bit there from that jingle, but if you can, succinctly as you can, it's either of you. Could you give a good definition of what your role would be?
So yeah, the role of the LGBTQ PTO, it's to, as has been said, represent, support a network of students who identify as lesbian, gay, bi, trans, queer, plus. It's to support them, and mostly what we do is activism campaigning and make sure that the university are doing everything they can to support the students.
Brilliant. That's a pretty good definition. In your, I watched your 60-second manifestos. In those, you spoke about the current network not having, not working at the moment. What specific things did you identify that don't work, and how would you go about changing them if you were to, get the role?
Okay, so we're currently both members of the network, and we have been for the past year. We've seen the issues that we face. Like, we have a bloated committee. So when we say that, we currently have around 42 to 49 members on our committee, which is bigger than any other committee on campus. Organising committee meetings, trying to get things done with that amount of people, it doesn't work. It's not representative to students at all. It's one of those things we want to reform, that we want to separate the committee, because some of the roles we need, like college officers, are massively important. But we also have conveners for all of our subgroups that run different events for the different networks. So we want to separate that, have different subcommittees. We want to use student feedback, find out exactly what students want from us, and go from there to find out whether or not they actually want something different, if they want it to work differently, because currently it's just not getting the engagement that it used to.
Can I shoot the same question over to you?
I think so. It's pretty much what Matt said. It's all about just taking what we have currently, reorganising the roles into subcommittees, delegating the work between the two PTOs if we do get elected, and making things run more compactly and efficiently by separating things up and make sure areas don't overlap, and all the feedback we need to hear is being fed back to us from students.
In your 60-second manifesto as well, you said you wanted to put together an action group. How do you plan to bring together all the people that you would need for that action group? Because there's a lot of different groups that you need to... So what's your plan for that?
So I guess it's pretty simple. So all we want to do for the action group is something to really implement our ideas in the university and make it more widely and more efficiently actually carried out, rather than just thinking of them and saying it. All we want to do is just reach out and talk to every department that is in the campus, just get their feedback, see if they want to bring members in. Hopefully they will, so that all departments have a say in what's going on. And we'll do that by just sending out emails, going to the departments and talking to their faculty reps, their staff reps, all that type of stuff, and just getting the feedback and bringing them all together.
Do you think people are going to be keen to be a part of this?
I think so, yeah, because currently on campus there's equality and diversity team who would massively, I think, want to be involved in it. There's also an LGBTQ staff group at the minute that's already set up. So I think if we were to try and link up with them more and make the action group inclusive to students and staff and departments, work a lot better. It would also organise the space issue, that we'd be able to get different spaces, find out what's being used, what's not being used, and find out where the issues between staff and students lie.
What would you have done? So you were in the role before.
Yes.
If you were to go back, would you have changed anything from what you did? Would you have wanted to do something different?
Yes.
Improve what you did?
If I could go back to the start of my term, knowing what I do from network, because I came into the network quite new, and within a few months I was going through the election process to be a counterpart with Jem. So I didn't really know a lot about it at the time. If I could go back now knowing what I know, these ideas that I have would definitely be things that I would be acting on. I would be trying harder to get colleges involved. I spent a lot of my time over the past year trying to get colleges involved, and it didn't work. Officers just didn't seem to be interested. Currently, I've reached out to new officers. All of the college officers have replied, and I've got that engagement so far. So continuing to build with that is something I really think will help the network.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best of luck. And that's it.
Thank you, Liam. Thank you, guys. We are throwing